these are my ideas about looking after school children. I really enjoyed seeing them, and some of them are now 40. Anyway, this is the problem that we have. Generally, that's the regard. And our solution, well, my solution is to empower other members of the dental team using this website or app. And we have got evidence now that it works. It's like magic. We have to engage with them at their level, and they love magic. So these are the figures you'll have seen. You can't deny the depressing. We are like a third world country when it comes to dental health. But is it as bad as all that? What does this show us? During COVID, we did the AAA, analgesics, antibiotics, and advice. It looks like it worked. While we spent 37 billion on track and trace, nothing was spent on follow-ups to see actually if any of the people who were put on antibiotics came back to have their teeth taken out. For children, they'd have dropped out. When I was a dental student, I had to remind my dad that he'd had rheumatic fever and needed antibiotics before he had his tooth out. Don't do that now. And for wisdom teeth, we don't take them out unless they've had repeated antibiotics. With children, the teeth fall out anyway. What's the difference? What would they prefer? I never referred one of my regular patients for a general anaesthetic. Basically, if you make it fun when you see children, just carry out a technique which is now called art. We've been doing it for a long time. It works. I left my first practice after a GA session where I saw about 16 children in 2 hours. It was horrific. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. So during COVID, I got stuck in India, where I found out you can buy antibiotics extremely cheaply. It's a bit like America, they just feed them to the animals then. I'm not advocating treating people with antibiotics, I'm just advocating trying to avoid a general anaesthetic. We can look another way, and this is what all this is about. There are things that we can do now that are different. We can even work from home. Recently, the government have launched some apprenticeships for dentistry, and this is a great idea. All the dental team can be health advocates, and we can learn from one another. Unfortunately, with the new legislation, there won't be enough funding for these roles, but perhaps we can do something about that. Dental nurses can acquire these new skills and use them in care homes, but they can also use them in schools and using some of the new equipment that's come out, as well as the materials that have been used abroad for many years with great success. So nurses can use these intraoral scanners that indicate if there's tooth decay, and also they can apply like a varnish that sits over them that's better than fluoride, and that stops the decay progressing. Ultimately, we want children to have the best behaviours, and we need to engage them in different ways. We've had great success with the Magic Dentist, so hopefully that's going to be rolled out. And so for more information, just go onto YouTube, as you can see there, and type in the magic words. So while I really think we should see children regularly from a very early age, as they get older we should be doing teledentistry. It would actually be quite useful. For most children, especially teenagers, prefer what they hear on the phone rather than what they hear from their parents. So all the team members can be found on the Dental Health Service app, with all its preloaded advice on prevention. And while I can't ever see it being funded centrally, at least it gives parents the option to occasionally phone in and just get advice about the diet as well as the teeth. It can help create a separate income for anyone who's done the apprenticeship. Nearly everybody learns stuff online these days, and obviously teledentistry would be well suited for that. I'll initially put it up on this platform where you can see him trying to produce the dental health service. The videos with the cross are no longer available on YouTube, but they are available on Denflix. By using the videos, we can improve them iteratively. However, when it comes to silver diamine fluoride, you may as well learn from the best. So we know this works. All we need to do is to create a workflow that's applicable to schools in the UK. If anyone's interested, please get in touch. I've already been promised enough silver diamine fluoride to run the trial. When it comes to savings, just read what it says here. We need some government with the guts to actually stand up and invest in prevention, because it'll be in the long term. We know prevention's better than cure. We just need to pay for it.